Welcome back to another one. Been a little while since I made a video, and I was hoping to get this on camera, but unable to. We had a change of plans. I didn't actually post the video. Maybe I'll go back and post that. We had a shed we were going to move in and turn into our chicken coop slash storage shed slash storing quail, and was unable to do that. So I came up with plan B here. I'm inside of it now. A little dirty, we gotta wash it yet, but it is a one-piece molded fiberglass greenhouse. It's 8 foot wide. I haven't verified measurements yet, but it should be almost 15 feet long. It's 14, 11 and some change, so 15 foot long. It's kind of windy out here, so. But we got it moved home today. I'm kind of sealing it on the ground, throwing some dirt around the outside edge, sealing it, and then gonna seal the inside. And the way this is built with this Gothic arch style here, you're supposed to put it crossways with the wind, so the wind would come this way. And when that wind hits here, it actually transfers the force and pushes it down to the ground rather than wanting to flip it over. So you just gotta seal the edge. So I've kind of sealed the outside. I'm kind of working on the inside, but figured better try to make a video before it gets too dark here. But this used to be my great grandpa's. My mom and my stepdad ended up buying his place 12 years ago, 13 years ago. Before he had passed away, they bought it from him, and he had this sitting over there for, well, 20 some years, almost 30 years now. It's been sitting there. Where we moved it from, it was sitting there for 24 years that I know of. They have an aerial view of it, of the property there years ago, and which was 24 years ago, and this was still sitting there. So we got it thawed out from the ground. Yes, I said thawed out from the ground. It is April in the Midwest. Most of the frost is out of the ground, but in the hills there's still some frost. And this was actually ground level frozen still. I'll show you on the outside, hopefully. You can kind of tell in here, but it was about 6 inches deep on the outside. He kind of put the dirt up around it on the outside, and of course over the years of we actually raised rabbits in here. And greenhouse, and he used it for a greenhouse for a while, and then we ended up putting rabbits in there and stuff like that, and it built up over the years inside. But we got it thawed out. We started working on Saturday. Today's Tuesday. Got it for today. We found it was probably thawed out yesterday, but we dug down and got it all, everything exposed, bare dirt. It thawed out over the couple days. It's not that heavy. My brother and I actually lifted it. We had straps. We had two toe straps. They're like 40 foot long toe straps. We had them strung the long way here, 2 of them. And then what we actually did was stuck the middle of it outside the building, here in the middle, on both sides, and then put a ratchet strap over the top to connect it, so that way that strap would come across and catch the corner and the corner there, and then on both sides. So that way if you lift it across the corner where the strongest points are. And we lifted it up and carried it out about, well, the length of the building plus another 5 feet, so 20 feet out, and then we turned it and sat it down. Then we ended up lifting it up by hand and stuck some 4x4s underneath of it, crossways, and then I made another skid, 4x4 skid I had that was stuck underneath there, and then we just hooked a tractor to it and drug it down the hill, hand lifted it up on the trailer. Hauled it on the trailer here. Had I said the building's 15 foot long, so the front of it was sitting right about here. Had a 4x4 and then a board underneath the front, right underneath the front corner, and then a 4x4 and a board on the back side, underneath the corner, underneath the back side, underneath both corners, and then threw straps over it and strapped it down. Come home about 30 mile an hour, but it didn't move. 4x4s. And this skid the big pipe one here I made that to actually move the other shed that we were supposed to get. A neighbor of mine is getting rid of a shed over here, and I'll show you quick. She decided to wait too long, and I couldn't wait too much longer, so we opted out. This white shed right here, it's 20 some feet long and I think 10 foot wide. So I made that skid to put underneath of that. We were gonna jack that up, slide it out in the alley and spin it, slide it down and put it crossways down here. Supposed to get it last fall. She ended up wanting to wait till this spring to do it, and then when she wanted it gone before graduation, after remodel her house, wanted it all gone before graduation. Now she wants to wait until after graduation because she doesn't want to empty everything out of there. So I'd like to have it to be able to put it over here, but I couldn't wait too much longer. So it's supposed to be getting quail and stuff, so we found plan B. And I'm actually kind of happy with it. I like this idea to be able to do this. I won't be able to store my lawnmower and stuff in it, but be a nice chicken coop. I'm gonna back, like I said, it's 8 foot wide and it's 8 foot 3 inches to the peak here is what they say. And I haven't actually measured it, but come out 5 feet. So the back 5 feet of this will all be chicken coop. The window is gone. It had a fiberglass door that covered that years ago, and that had blown off and broke. And so he put a window over top of it, and the boards have rotted away over 20 years, so the window fell out. But I got a new window for it to be able to cover that up, and it's gonna have a screen so I can open it up and get some breeze in here. It's got the vents up here. They're supposed to be temperature controlled, so once it hits a certain temperature, the spring in there will work to open that up, and then when it cools off, it'd close, and they don't work anymore. I can get new ones. I might look into getting the new ones, or just wire it up and have to open and close it when I want to or need to. And then I'll have to screen this off, put a screen on there so that no birds or hawks or raccoons or squirrels or nothing else can come down through there at all. And then, but it'll be a wall 5 foot off of there, and I'll have about 10 feet left out here, and I'm gonna build my cages up in here. I started making cages, but when our plans changed, I stopped. I held off on my quail cages till we figured out what this was. So I might only be able to go about 4 feet tall. 4 feet tall, and put them on along the walls on each side. They'll be 8 foot long, so I'll have 2 feet left over in between the quail cage and the fence or the wall fence for the chickens, that I can store all the feed in here and stuff like that in here. And then put a little nesting box over here, and we're gonna put roosting bars over here, and this would be nice. I still have the door for here. I took the door off. The top hinge was broke. It's missing the pivot point here. The pin was gone, so I drilled the rivets out. They're holding it on here on the top, middle, and bottom to be able to remove the door. I took the door off. That way it was out of our way when we were moving it, which actually worked out because you can pick that end up and lift it. It ain't too heavy, so I'll get some new rivets and reattach that, but I said I gotta find a new hinge for that or fix that hinge. Otherwise the door's still here, and then we're gonna wash it. We'll wash the inside and out. Most of this is on the outside. A lot of it will actually end up looking like this, where you can see through pretty well, and get some of the dirt and stuff off it. He had some tin laying up against that wall there, so there's a bunch of leaves that are stuck to it, caked on pretty good. But spent many hours in here when I was a kid. So we got into raising some rabbits when I was younger. Bought a few rabbits, meat rabbits and stuff that we raised, and had set up like it was a post or table kind of, but it had a hole cut out where there's a fiberglass tub that went in there to catch all the rabbit manure, and had the cages setting up above it. And we raised all the rabbits in here. I don't know, 10 or 12 at a time. He still had a little greenhouse little spot over here where we could start some plants on one side, and a table to work with the plants on the other side. Otherwise there's rabbits in here, and And so we used to play in this all the time, and when we were kids, I was kind of happy about being able to bring it home just for memory's sake, I guess. Not that I was attached to it or anything, but it's kind of nice to have it home. Have it here, put good use to it. He said it was my kind of price too. It was free, so a little bit of labor to get it home, and not too bad though. Of course, start this project, it triggers another project because I needed dirt here to level this out, because there was kind of a swell in here where I needed to level this out. So we brought some dirt home to do that. Of course, I got the leftover dirt piled out here, brought one load home and leveled out here and dumped the remainder. I went back, got another load, and brought another load down. And we're redoing the backyard, of course. I had a fire ring sitting here, and of course there used to be like 27 trees in our backyard before we bought this. We've been here for 7 years. They took all the trees out and a bunch of heavy equipment that was laying in here for a long time, and now those tree roots that are down below, because they just cut them off at ground level and cover them with dirt, they've rotted away. Well, we had a sinkhole right underneath the fire pit, so we tore all that out and took the fire pit out and started bringing dirt in and filling in holes and packing everything in. And then of course there was another swell over here, so we've kind of leveled that off in between the playhouse and the swing set and that, using wheelbarrows, wheeling it. And then I have a trailer over there that I used, a little garden trailer. Tires are shot on it, but it'll be okay. So we just kind of take it over there and dump dirt around. And then I have a homemade drag that I made for the front yard, just a V drag. It's got a V in the front facing backwards and a V in the back facing forward. Just drag that around with a lawnmower. I put a couple paver stones on top of it for weight, drag it out, and it levels it out and packs it in all at the same time. Been doing that. I got most of it done. I got a couple more piles I need to pile in about right there, and then another one right in here, and keep raking it out and getting it level. So it's got a nice sloping it all away from the house. And of course we'll put a deck on the front of their playhouse and kind of get that stuff finished up here. But figure if we're getting hauling dirt, might as well make it worthwhile. So one project triggers another. They'll never end around here, but it's coming along. So I've been working on that since Saturday when we got home from trying to get this building off the ground. Worked on that good time on Saturday or Sunday, I guess. Sunday we come home and took the fire pit out and started working, and then Monday I finished dragging a bunch more dirt out. Then today we brought the building home. So I'll prioritize first. I'll finish doing the dirt, get the grass seed planted, and get it watered and get it watered in and keep it going. And then we're not planting grass seed from the trees over yet. We'll do this portion next, but we'll do over here first so the kids can get their play set back. Get that done, and then I'll start working on this. I'll get the door put back on and get the chicken cage built, or chicken pen built, and the quail cages built and set up. Get them finished up and we'll be moving. So I wanted to share this with you guys. I said I need to get a kind of a schedule going again with videos, but kind of getting busy at work at the same time, so might be few and far between for the next few weeks, but I'll keep trying. I'll keep you guys updated on this, and once we get the backyard finished up here in the next day, by this Easter weekend we'll be working on this and getting ready to move our quail in. I said I just posted the video. I'll post this probably another 2 days, but I'll get the video posted for, you would have seen, for our update for our quail, getting our quail going. Got the LLC set up and get some cages set up here and get the DNR to come sign off on our breeder's license. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.